We're gonna riz him up, okay? Hi, monster man. I see you've transformed. Oh, we've got tentacles now. I really like how you look now. Shh. Right from the start. This romance is cursed already. Monsters, murder, and mystery. What have we walked into? The MC is named Silviya. She's an artist and a newlywed. A newly widow. With some high-stakes decisions to make. Will we go romantic? Toxic? Thirsty? Why don't we find out? Also, content warning. This game is intended for mature audiences. Shh. This is a dramatic reading of Starcult, Night Twisted Age. Let us begin. 2 months ago, Hans Nebula, the young head of the Nebula House, asked for my hand. How can I refuse him, the young head of the Nebula House? The marriage was planned without hesitation. It was a huge celebration, a ball on the Nebula estate. Many people I didn't yet know, waltzing, laughing, enjoying each other's company, chatting over a glass of good wine, and celebrating the union of two families. Hans was a good dancer, as a true noble must be. I was over the stars with happiness, but I couldn't shake the feeling that he seemed nervous. Suddenly he leaned over and whispered in her ear, I have a gift for you, something special. Don't worry, I'll explain how to use it. The orchestra played their final chord and the dance ended. Hans strode to the middle of the ballroom. Dear guests, it brings me joy to see you all here. As you know, today we're celebrating my marriage to Lady Silviya. The crowd erupted into applause. But what good is a wedding without a gift? He turned to Silviya with the necklace and carefully fastened it around her neck. To her surprise, the jewelry wasn't a beautiful piece of art. No, in fact, it was a heavy, spiky collar. This is horrible. I hate it. How dare you? How dare you give me that? I don't want that. What horrible gift. You suck at giving gifts. Don't be upset, darling. It's only the first part of my gift. Hans clapped once, and the guards appeared with a man between them. At first glance, it was merely a commoner. Then a strange feeling washed over her. His eyes were blindfolded, and his arms were tied behind his back. You're giving me a prisoner? The unknown commoner raised his head at the sound of her voice. He looked, rather felt familiar, but she couldn't recognize him yet. All she could do was stare. A familiar whisper broke her trance. He's not exactly a prisoner, my dear. More of a toy. Soon I'll show you how best to use him. The prisoner gave her a crooked smile. That voice. I know you. Lady Silviya, is it you? I've been looking for you for so long, Silviya. It's me, Balthazar. We need to talk. The crowd started to whisper. Hans' smile curled into a sneer of disgust. Silence! Don't you dare to speak without Noble's permission. Take him to the cellar and teach him some manners while you're down there. The guards nodded and started to drag the prisoner away. The whole world is in danger. You must listen. Can't you hear me? Silviya. How could he know my name? Am I already famous as Hans's wife? Who's that man, my love? He tried to turn the commoners against noble rule, and eventually the townsfolk reported him. He was due to be executed, but I bought him for you. You bought him for me? I don't want a slave. How dare you? No, I don't do that. I reject. Okay, you can hire a butler for me and pay him. You give horrible gifts. First, you give me a spiky collar. How dare. I hate it. And then you give me a slave. No. MC, what you gonna do, girl? Are you in your villainess era, or are you gonna be a good person? I have a feeling she's gonna be evil. Like, I'm getting that vibe from her, you know? A little bit evil, just a little bit. Let's find out. You may use him as a model for your paintings, or as a slave to serve you with hard labor. Girl, we ain't doing that. No. Essentially, you can use him for anything you can imagine. God. He doesn't look obedient. How could I control him? Girl, that's what you're worried about? How you could control him? Definitely a villainess. Real. With your necklace, of course. You see, all commoners are tied to their own piece of art. Often a piece of jewelry or a statuette, but sometimes something more unusual. You just need to discover which object they are tied to, and then own it. So that is how our reign persists. I see. The ball continued late into the Alpha night. Hans became tired of his guests' attention and masterfully slipped away from the crowd. He always seems so tired after official meetings, even his own marriage celebration. I worry for him, but I also can't stop thinking about that prisoner. Does he really know something? Or were they just the lies of a desperate man? Find Balthazar. Hans will be fine left alone with his thoughts. He's used to it after all. He's fine! But as for that prisoner, who knows how long he'll stay alive if he keeps courting trouble. I still can't remember who he is, but it seems he knows something important about me. I must talk to him before it's too late. She made her way through the crowded ballroom, then crept down the estate's long corridors until she found the cellar stairs. A dim, damp stone passageway led her to a long row of cells. They'd housed prisoners in the past, but nowadays they were used for wine barrels, cheese wheels, and other wonderful delicacies. The prisoner must be in one of them, but which one? Soon, a dim gaslight allowed her to see two figures at the end of the stone corridor. Guards. They might have some questions. I'll have to use my persuasion skills. Halt! Who goes there? Oh, it's you, milady. Good evening. What brings you here on such a special occasion? I must see the prisoner. His words in the ballroom disturbed me, and I want him to explain himself. MC looks scary right now. She looks like she's staring deep into my soul. She's looking directly at me, breaking the fourth wall, and she's scaring me. Very well, milady. He might be dangerous, so stay close to us, and don't come too close to the grate. Of course. You're a brave one, Silviya. Coming here in spite of the warnings. Before we couldn't see his face because he had his eyes covered up. But now he's got his face and his abs out on display. How do you know my name? Have we met? Hi, Balthazar. You look so handsome without that mask on your face. Pew, pew, pew. Well, I do like his design. He's pretty gorgeous. Before I will answer your questions, let me ask you to answer one of mine. What do you think about your husband? Her eyes moved while she was saying her. Oh, I didn't even notice because I was too busy reading. That's kind of creepy. Now she looks like she's looking at us. Oh, God. She's breaking the fourth wall. She's looking straight into my soul right now. I'm highly uncomfortable. I'm unsettled. I am unnerved. I'm kind of scared. Y'all, I'm kind of scared of MC. I'm scared of him. Terrified. He gives me shivers. His behavior screams to me, don't trust him. This is not how I imagined our relationship. Fair enough. If you're satisfied with my answer, I'm waiting on you to answer on my question.
Oh, yes, we met, but in another life.
Well, I guess he's just crazy, but still, he feels familiar to me somehow. Really? And what were we doing in that previous life? Were we both nobles? Or maybe we were gods?
Yes, exactly. Gods. You could call us that.
He's definitely delusional. At least, he doesn't seem aggressive. So, let's see where this goes. Gods, huh? Y'all think quite a bit of yourselves, don't you? And what were we doing as gods? Ruling mortals, enjoying endless feasts and pleasure.
No, not at all. We were hiding.
He's definitely crazy. But why does it feel like there's a strange truth to his words? I'm sweating in spite of the chill stone walls. I just can't stop myself asking him for more. Hiding? From whom? He waved for Silviya to come closer to the cell. She was so intrigued that she leaned in without hesitation. Girl, are you sure you want to get that close?
From the black holes.
A wave of agony flashed through her head. The black holes. Why does it sound so familiar? Did I see something like this in a dream? Clutching her head in pain, she stumbled away from the door and fell to her knees. Her vision dimmed. She was close to fainting. And where does this terrible fear come from? She closed her eyes in an attempt to calm down and reclaim control of her body. You filthy bastard! What have you done to milady?
I gave her a pinch of truth and nothing more.
We'll show you the truth. Come here. She heard the sound of the cage door creaking open. And then ruthless blows landing on flesh, swearing from the guards, and muffled moans of pain.
Can you walk, milady? May I help you reach your bedroom?
She opened her eyes and felt a little better. It's fine. I can go alone. Please don't worry.
Are you sure?
She didn't answer, but just pushed his hand away and walked briskly back to the cellar stairs. She had no empathy whatsoever for that poor prisoner who was getting his ass beat. And all he did was whisper. She didn't check on him. She even felt better after she opened her eyes. Harsh, MC, harsh. All the way to her bedroom, she tried her best to calm down. But even after reaching her sanctuary of safety and closing the door behind her, her hands were shaking. It was traumatic. She took some pills in the hope of soothing her racing mind and didn't bother to undress before collapsing onto the bed. I wonder, will Hans join me soon, or will he work until Beta Day this time? She waited for him, counting her breaths and feeling her heartbeats finally slow. When she gave in to sleep, he had still not appeared. Close to the beginning of Beta Day, her slumber was broken by a servant's scream. No one knew how or why, but Hans was dead. My maiden, Cassiopeia, our butler, Gilbert. We tried to save Hans's life, but his wounds were fatal. The wounds were caused not by a man, but by a beast. I spoke to all the estate's residents, desperate for any clues. No one could explain to me how such a feral creature could break into such a well-guarded place. My dear Hans, you were always busy. Even in this painting, you're sitting with your papers, smiling not at me, but at your own thoughts. But I'm no different from you, Hans. I, as an artist, painted this picture while posing for it after all. I'm quite talented. I can pose and paint at the same time. And it's a self-portrait of all three of us. Look at that big fluffy white dog back there. It looks like a Samoyed. I wouldn't trust anyone else to paint us. You know, we might have been a little bit afraid of this man. He may have been terrible. But listen, I'm kind of terrible too as the MC. And we do miss him. Silviya placed a hand on her husband's portrait. Don't worry, Hans. I'll find out what really happened to you. Suddenly, footsteps approached.
Oh, Silviya, couldn't you sleep either? I don't blame you. My heart still refuses to slow. But don't worry. That police officer will be here before long. I heard he's handsome. So tell me, what are my chances?
You know what? I like her. Okay, maybe I flirt with her. She's super hot. The reds. She's stunning. She's a stunner. You know what? We're flirting with Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia, do you really need another man?
Uh-huh. Are you jealous? I knew you wanted him for yourself.
Wink. You misunderstand me. I'm not going to let anyone take you from me. I want to keep you all to myself.
Wow, I can tell you're serious about this. I see. In that case, milady, just know you'll have to work hard to win me over.
Oh my. When have I ever shied away from a challenge?
Strong words. We'll see if you can live up to them, milady.
Cassiopeia globula, my maiden. She's my best friend. Since we first met, we have been closely aligned. She really knows how to help me fight my anxiety. She gives me joy, y'all. Look at that. Someone knocked on the door. After a brief pause, the butler entered the room. He bowed respectfully before speaking. Ooh, I love butlers in Otome games. Hi, butler. How are you today? Oh, you're both here to be at my beck and call. Yes. Milady Nebula, Detective Shard has arrived. Please show him to the drawing room, Gilbert. At once, milady.
I won't distract you further, then. I'm sure you'll appreciate some privacy. Besides, I must prepare my own plans for this evening.
Wink. It better not have anything to do with that detective. I already told you. You're mine, Cassiopeia. In fact, all of you are mine. Every single one of you. Okay, I'm the MC. You're all here for me. This is an Otome game after all. Alone with her thoughts at last, Silviya left the bedroom. Narrow corridors led her through the house. She hated the long, windowless corridors. There was something eerie about them. Finally, she reached the drawing room. All right, Silviya, get your thoughts together. You need this detective's help, even if he is a commoner. Silly peasants! So tell him what he needs to know, and then we'll see what happens. Good afternoon, Milady Nebula. Please accept my condolences for your terrible loss. Thank you. Detective Matthew Shard is at your service, milady. Silviya held out her hand, and Matthew kissed it. Oh my! You may call me Matthew, if you wish. She smiled at him. It was a smile she had cultivated over the years, meaning it's a really fake smile, and took a step back. Welcome to the Nebula Estate, Matthew. Please, won't you take a seat? Indeed, he's handsome. Cassiopeia wasn't kidding. He's cute and all, but I'm not intrigued with him in the same way. And he hasn't given me enough personality for me to be like, oh, hi, sir. You know, like I don't feel it with him. Milady Nebula, I appreciate your hospitality. Everyone in this house is gorgeous. Everyone. But you know who has my eyes the most? As far as design goes, the most striking design, I think, is MC. The purple, her facial expressions, the dress, her aura, she really stands out. She's stunning.
Let's get started. I have a few questions for you.
Wait, is he suspecting me? Oh, my dear stars. I hired him for a different reason. How dare he? How dare you suspect me? Silviya nodded silently with a polite smile. His interrogation continued until beta night.
And my last question for today. Do you suspect anyone, milady?
Well, there's no one I suspect, but I fear for my life. After all, that monster, or whoever it was, could still be lurking nearby. I'm so scared.
Do you not trust your own servants? Should the guards be replaced?
Unfortunately, I don't think any guard could handle such a creature.
Ahem. I see you need to rest, Milady Nebula.
Don't talk to me like I'm crazy. How dare you? What's up with his hands? Yeah. There's like a pink line, like a scar, and then he's got blue fingers. What is going on there? What's wrong with him?
I apologize for the long interrogation. And thank you for your time. Now I must go and question the other residents of the estate.
I lost points with Matthew. No matter what I do, this man hates me. How dare you? I guess I said too much. Now he'll think I'm crazy. I swear I'm not crazy. It told me I can't be inappropriate. That's going to be hard for me.
Lady Nebula, I see you have finished speaking with the detective. I must inform you, he will be staying on the Nebula estate tonight. He apologizes for the inconvenience, with all due respect. But he trusts you will understand why it is necessary. It will be too dangerous to travel back to town by the time he has finished his interrogations.
What? Who allowed this man to stay? Listen, okay? How dare he come in here and be suspicious of me? Who allowed this man to stay? The detective is allowed to remain on the estate. I do not recall discussing such a permission with him.
That is because the permission came from your mother-in-law, Matrona Nebula.
Dang, mother-in-law!
I should remind you that Matrona Nebula is now the official head of the Nebula family.
Vivienne, of course. She always was the head of this household, even when Hans was alive. Hans was just a mama's boy, apparently. And she has always disliked me. Why is it dangerous? You say it's dangerous for our detective to leave. Why is that? The detective does not seem like someone who could easily be scared. He is hardly likely to be devoured by wild animals on the short trip back to town.
No, indeed, Milady Nebula. But I was referring to the cosmic weather forecast. You may have forgotten in all the excitement, but tomorrow is Alpha Day. You know how dangerous it is for anyone to be outside on such days. Even for commoners like Matthew and I.
Of course. So, no drawing in the garden tomorrow.
That is correct, milady, for your own safety. But do not worry. Cassiopeia and I will work together to create the perfect schedule for you.
I do not doubt it, Gilbert.
At your service, milady.
But why must he stay? Why does he need to be here any longer?
Well, Milady Nebula, Matthew Shard is at most a thorough detective. He intends to collect all possible evidence, talk to all witnesses, and inspect the crime scene, among other things. Therefore, he will stay here until his work is complete, after which we can continue to live in peace. But he informs me that nobody can leave the estate before then, due to this being the scene of a grave crime.
So, am I right in thinking that we are all suspects in that case?
I do believe you are correct, milady.
Something in his stance made Silviya wonder if Gilbert was hiding something behind his back. It's like Clue, you know? He was murdered in the library with a candlestick.
By Mr. Green.
It's Clue, but with magic powers, and mysticism, and horror, and trash bandos. Real. She glanced in the mirror to try and see what the butler was concealing. We don't trust people, do we? We trust no one. What could it be, I wonder? He noticed her searching gaze and took half a step away from the mirror. What is going on, Gilbert? Are you hiding something?
Ah, Milady Nebula, you have sharp eyes indeed.
He moved aside and revealed a dog sitting patiently behind him.
I found this puppy wandering around the grounds.
I love puppies. I love dogs. I'm a fan of dogs, which makes me like Gilbert because he brought me a dog. That's so thoughtful of him. Even though this dog doesn't really look like a dog. You know what? That's not a dog. That's an old, wise man. That is not a dog. That's a human. You can't tell me that's not a human.
I've seen some things. I have lived many years and I have stories to tell.
That's what that dog looks like. But listen, okay, I love dogs so much that I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore that and I'm going to be Delulu and I'm going to be like, yes, it's a puppy. That's what it is. It's a furry. He looks so much like my old pet, John. Also, that's like too human of a name for a pet. John. Oh, John. I had not realized until now just how much I miss my old companion. Oh, it makes me sad.
I thought you might appreciate some extra moral support at such a trying time.
How kind you are, Gilbert. You're so wonderful. How nice of you. I love you, Gilbert. I want to trust you, Gilbert. Please don't betray me. Okay? I want to trust you. Thank you, Gilbert. Oh, by the bright stars. How sweet he is. I love puppies. Is he really just a puppy? He's so large.
Despite his size, he is still just a child at heart. I assure you of that, milady.
A child? That's such a strange word to use for a puppy. Silviya nodded, satisfied with the answer. She looked at the puppy. I shall call you John, too, in honor of my old companion. That dog don't look like no puppy, though. It looks like it's old, you know? That dog looks like he's seen some things. I would love to spend the rest of the evening playing with you, but there is still so much I must attend to. As a noble, Silviya must plan her schedule for each day. As most of today is already past, she only needs to decide how to spend the evening. Well, listen, we just got a pet puppy, and we love dogs, and we've had a hard day. So if we're going to relieve stress and take good care of ourselves, you know, everything else can wait for tomorrow, and we're just going to play with the dog. That's what we're doing. Yep. Yes. I've made my decision. Matthew's interrogation was exhausting, real. My new pet needs attention. I can't ignore that. That's right, dogs come first. She looked at the puppy with a serious expression. From now on, your name is John, and you are part of my family. Yes, that's right. Dogs are family. I agree, MC. Please, make yourself at home. But be sure to behave well. Listen, MC, even if she is a villainess, you know, I love her, okay? Especially because she loves dogs. Please make yourself at home, but be sure to behave well. if you'll assist me, Gilbert. We need to find John a bowl and make sure he's well fed.
Right away, Milady Nebula.
Oh, Gilbert likes me more. That's because Gilbert's a dog person, you know? He likes it that we accept the dog and we're taking good care of it. Yeah, I don't see a collar or anything. Silviya's introduction to the new family member went very well. This puppy behaves just like my previous pet, even though he looks a little different. Yeah, he looks a little weird, you know, a little stringy. He got a really long snoot, kind of like an Afghan hound, you know? But not as elegant. The evening flew by in a blink of an eye. Wow, look at that outfit. Wow, MC. I like your nighties. Stunning. By midnight, Silviya is lying on the bed, her arms flung out to the sides in exhaustion. John was very playful, so Silviya lost track of time. Oh, sometimes this is all one needs to be happy. It was wonderful meeting my friend. Stay here. You can sleep at my side. Oh no. Where has your water bowl gone? We must solve this problem right away. I won't let you die of thirst overnight. That's right, we need water for the dog right away. We're gonna call the chambermaid for help. You wanna know why? Because we're noble, okay? We don't do anything for it. We don't do chores, okay? We don't do that. That's why we have staff, okay? We have a chambermaid for a reason, and we're just gonna call her for help. And then I don't have to leave the puppy alone. Yep. Call the chambermaid for help. Silviya reached for the bell on her nightstand. Ding, ding, ding.
Woof.
I used the spell to call my chambermaid, Willow. There's no need to worry, John. John's face showed disapproval. Why, John? Why are you disapproving? Also, why do you understand what's happening to be disapproving? Why are you disapproving? What's up with that? Don't look at me like that. Okay? I'm bringing you water. No approaching footsteps were heard, but the servant suddenly called to her through the door. No footsteps? What are you, floating? How come there's no footsteps when you approach the door, girl? Lady Nebula, did you ring for me? Yes, Willow, please come in. I have a small task for you. Willow appeared in the room and closed the door silently behind her. Why is this woman not making any sound? No footsteps, appearing, disappearing, silently closing doors. Why? Why is this woman blue? Is she a ghost? Seriously, are you levitating, ma'am? Willow, this is John. He's a new resident of this estate. Willow performed an elegant curtsy. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. Why is she not making sounds? Why is she just kind of floating around this house? Okay? Why is she blue? It's a pleasure to meet you, Master John. I'm Willow, the lady's chambermaid at your service.
Woof. Woof.
Willow, could you please bring John a fresh bowl of water? At once, milady. She disappeared from the bedroom as silently as she had entered it. Willow is an excellent servant, even though she can appear shy and timid. She is also a good listener. Her pale, almost blue skin makes her stand out from the other commoners. She may have experienced hard times before she began working at the Nebula estate. My father told me that every commoner has a physical flaw. It's usually something related to minerals. Gilbert, for example, has a gem where his left eye should be. Matthew has a puppet-like fingers. And they're blue. There must be something more significant than just a birth defect behind such things. Yeah, I was wondering about Matthew's hands, and now we know. And the heterochromia. However, commoners tend to avoid this topic, treating it as something sacrilegious. Perhaps I should ask Gilbert about it next time the opportunity arises. Yeah, ask Gilbert. He'll be honest with us. I think. She was lost in thought when she felt someone staring at her. Who's staring? John is creeping me out a little bit right now. John, why are you looking at me like that? You're not a regular dog, are you? It was John. Oh, God! Oh, no! Their eyes met, and he smiled. A knock on the door distracted her.
It is I, milady. I brought the bowl.
Please, come in. Willow appeared silently in the bedroom and placed the bowl in front of the dog. John approached and immediately started lapping up the water just like a normal dog. Silviya was staring at him, awaiting for some enormous behavior.
Is there anything else I can do for you, milady?
Oh, Willow, you're still here. I'm sorry. You may leave the rest to me. Good night, Willow.
Good night, lady.
Silviya turned to John. He had finished his lapping and now licked his nose. He looked like a normal dog. She looked at John for quite some time but decided not to move closer to him. My God. Why did the dog have to look like that? Why was he looking at me like that? I am clearly very, very tired. Now I really must rest. Oh, God. She lay down on the bed so she could keep an eye on John. The image of his unnatural smile was still stuck in her head. Literally, my stomach felt sick looking at that face on that dog. When he smiled at us with that eerie, demonic, toothy grin, my heart literally dropped straight into my gut. Oh, God. I'm so scared now, like real. That was horrible. That was awful. Quickly, she fell asleep, but in the dead of night, Silviya opened her eyes to find herself floating in outer space. Stars surrounded her. In the distance, 2 black holes were spinning around each other. Where am I? Is this a dream? Yes, this must be a dream. It can't possibly be real.
Welcome to my humble world, darling.
That voice! Hans? How is this possible? You're...
Dead? No, darling. That's where you're wrong. I prefer to call it changed, but that's not so accurate either.
I must tread carefully. My life is on the line. I must run. Run! I must run! Run! I must run! Run! Silviya tried to run. There was no ground beneath her feet. The young noble was merely floating in the vacuum of outer space. She tried to scream, but suddenly her lungs were empty of air. So much had happened to her. This was the final straw. As her eyes widened with immeasurable horror, her body was seized by convulsions. Her exhausted heart gave up its rhythm. Death ending. Overwhelmed heart. We're going to Hans this time. It's time for love. It's time for toxic romance. Yes. Hans needs my support. I hope I can be a good wife for him. I must be perceived as one, at least. I can't leave my husband on his own, especially on our wedding night. I'm desperately in love with him, okay? Your relationship with Hans increased. She made her way through the crowded ballroom. He must be in his study, poring over his papers as usual. She reached the door and was about to knock when it opened.
Oh, Silviya, it's you. Has the ball finished yet? I'm so tired of all this commotion.
It really feels like he was waiting for me to come after him. Or is that just my imagination? Yes, or it will be soon anyway. I was looking for you to... Suddenly he grabbed her by the waist and pulled her towards him. We accept. We are in love. We are married now. Silviya leaned in close and wrapped her hands around the back of his neck. After a long, deep kiss, she gazed into his eyes and opened her mouth to speak. He ran his fingers along her lips before silencing them with a burning kiss.
No need for words, darling. Let's go somewhere where we can be ourselves.
With that, he picked her up and carried her to their bedroom. The sheets were soft and fresh, but it seemed like he was in no mood for savoring the moment as he quenched his thirst on her. Their wedding clothes abandoned, they gave into their passion. She had never seen him sleep so peacefully, but she couldn't quench her thirst the way he could. Close to the beginning of beta day, her slumber was broken by a servant's scream. I can't imagine my life without you. I, as an artist, painted this picture while posing for it. They took my husband away from me. How dare they? I'm angry. Silviya placed a hand on her dead husband's portrait. Don't worry, my love. I'll find out what really happened to you. She gently stroked the portrait, feeling every brushstroke on Hans's face. Hans. Suddenly footsteps approached.
Oh, Silviya.
Listen, Cassiopeia, my husband just passed. How dare you be so flippant about it? I'm angry. I want to shame her. My husband is dead, okay? She doesn't even seem one bit sad. She doesn't even care. How dare you? Shame her. Please don't drag me into your peculiar fantasies. No man seems to escape your hungry gaze. I, however, still have my dignity. Yes, we're acting like we're so holier than thou now, even though we're totally a villainess.
Unlike me, right?
An awkward silence fell. Listen, Cassiopeia, I didn't mean it like that.
I know. I just thought a little distraction might help, milady. You've been through quite an ordeal. Besides, why would I only be gazing at men?
Oh my, Cassiopeia Globula, my maiden. She's such an annoying person. She needs to grow up. I feel like I can't rely on her for important matters. Even though for real, though, I think she's stunning and I love her. I hope she doesn't say something silly to the detective. Or worse, something that will get me in trouble. I'm angry. Ugh. Someone knocked at the door. After a brief pause, the butler entered the room. He bowed respectfully before speaking.
Milady Nebula, Detective Shod has arrived.
You may call me Matthew if you wish. She smiled at him. It was a smile she had cultivated over the years. It was a fake smile. After all, that monster, or whoever it was, could still be lurking nearby. Do you not trust your own servants? Should the guards be replaced? Unfortunately, I don't think any guard could handle such a creature.
Ahem. I see you need to rest, Milady Nebula. I apologize for the long interrogation. And thank you for your time. Now I must go and question the other residents of the estate.
What? No matter what I did, he thought I was crazy. I'm not crazy, I swear. There was a tentacle monster. He looked at me like I was out of my mind.
I would love to spend the rest of the evening playing with you, but there is still so much I must attend to.
Listen, okay, this time we were in love with our husband, okay? We boned and everything, and then he died. But listen, okay, he's number one priority.
We don't have time to waste messing around with a dog. I must try to find more evidence in Hans's diary, that's right. The diary. I've made my decision. She looked at the puppy with a serious expression. From now on, your name is John, and you are part of my family. I still respect the love for dogs. Please make yourself at home, but remember to behave yourself.
Who's going to train John?
But I must put Hans first tonight. I still haven't checked his diary for clues. Gilbert, please look after John. I'm afraid I will be busy this evening.
John didn't like that. Gilbert didn't like that.
As you wish, Milady Nebula. Did I upset the butler? I've never seen him so downcast. He's usually so calm that he can appear emotionless, like a soldier. Well, I should probably show more respect for his efforts. But that will have to wait until tomorrow.
We're actually thinking about other people, you know. We may be a villainess, but we're not total trash. We do have empathy for other people.
Later that evening, Silviya was sitting in her bedroom, reading Hans's diary. Meanwhile, her chambermaid, Willow, helped her prepare for bed.
There's Willow, scared me for a second. I'm like, oh, there's a ghost on your shoulder. She scared me.
She brushed Silviya's hair in silence, her face expressionless. Silviya didn't usually chat with her much. While Willow may be shy and timid, she is a good listener. Her skin is so pale that it appears almost blue, setting her apart from the other commoners. She may have experienced hard times before she began working at the Nebula estate. Anyway, I really must sleep soon, but I want to get through more of this diary. She turned the next few pages. As a true noble should be, Hans is very versatile. But I'm surprised to learn that he was interested in mysticism. Now what is this language? She stared at the page for a few seconds. Wait a minute. How did I know these words were about mysticism in the first place? She tried to read fluently without recognizing the letters, and it worked. She could understand a language she had never seen before. But it didn't take long for exhaustion to set in. I won't be able to read all of this today. I'll at least make a start. Which topic should I read about? Is this a list of preparations for his own funeral rite? Burn the body immediately, as the funeral rite demands. That's no surprise. Everyone knows dead bodies must be burned to prevent their contact with the outer lights. Silviya can gain understanding of the true nature of the world. This happens by building a relationship with the unknown. Prepare the business to be taken over by my younger brother, Victor. The head of the family shall be my mother, Martona Vivienne Nebula. I'm almost sure that was written under duress, knowing my mother-in-law. Well, our relationship with her has been far from perfect. But to force Hans to do something like that, I must have a serious talk with Vivienne. I'm angry.
Look at those scary blue hands. It creeps me out. She looks like a ghost. I don't trust her. I think she's dead.
Read the pinned letter. Oh, it's my letter to Hans. I didn't know he had kept it all this time. How sweet. Oh, dear Hans Nebula, I am deeply touched by your generous gifts and your concern for my family's well-being.
I have also received your invitation to the Nebula family's birthday ball. I gladly accept your invitation and will be there. I'm waiting for our meeting with bated breath. Signed, Silviya Nova. Nova, huh? The name of my family. It brings back some memories, and not all of them are good. Silviya turned the letter over in her hands, descending into memories. They let me leave. Otherwise, I wouldn't be living here as part of the Nebula family. Anyway, the past is the past. Hold on. There's something on the back of this letter. Tame her, or you won't be able to pass the doors of the void. Tame? What? I'm not sure what that means, but it gives me the shivers. Would Hans listen to such advice? Did I really know my husband? Have I been tamed? Who wrote that anyway? How dare they? Too many questions. Read about the Ascension. Eerie Nebula was the first ancestor from the Nebula family to ascend. To access the void, one must to reject one's flesh, one's wealth, one's feelings. To ascend, one must also give up those one holds dear. Although to become truly ascended, one must bring a victim. Oh, wait. There is a note in the common language on the corner of this page. Hans's handwriting. I must avoid that condition. I mustn't involve anyone but myself. It seems Hans is taking care of me, even from the afterlife. Oh, Hans. You know what? That's actually a noble thing of him to say. That he's looking into some dark stuff, but he doesn't want to create any other victims, you know? He's like doing all the experiments himself instead of harming other people. I can actually respect that. You know, maybe Hans is not as bad as I thought. Maybe he's actually not that bad of a guy. The Ascended become the source of power for the family. Being above the sky, in a deep, cold void. Here are some of his notes. The term void in old texts usually refers to what is now known as the astral world, the place between a dream and the physical world. In fact, with the proper magnifying tools, one can see a distant reflection of the astral world in the night sky. Because all those shining shards in the sky aren't stars at all. Whoa! That's a lot of mysticism. Could that really be true? I wish I could ask him about it in person. But I definitely need to find out more. Perhaps I should think about asking someone. That's enough for today. I'll give it another try tomorrow. Silviya was so engrossed in her reading that she forgot about Willow, who was now finished with her hair. She closed the diary and turned to her chambermaid. That's enough reading, Willow. Now I really must sleep. Thank you for your care. You may go.
It was no trouble, milady. Good night.
Good night, Willow. That's what I imagine it sounds like when Willow comes and goes. Like a soft sigh of a ghost. Once Willow had left the bedroom, Silviya placed the diary on the bedside table. I must sleep now. To gain the energy, I will need to continue uncovering the truth tomorrow. She put the diary down on the nightstand and fell into her bed. That was a tough day. She hugged her pillow and started to drift off to sleep. She glanced at their family portrait before closing her eyes. Hans, I swear I will find your murderer. Exhausted, she quickly fell asleep. But in the dead of night, Silviya opened her eyes to find herself floating in outer space, I can recognize him as Hans. We were in love this time, okay? We loved Hans. We were devastated when he passed, okay? We were so sad. We were angry at whoever took him away from us. And now we're in space with a tentacle monster. Honestly, the tentacle monster, I kind of am more interested in tentacle monster Hans. But listen, okay, we're Delulu. We're gonna look at this horrible monster with tentacles all over, and we're going to see our dearly departed Hans in his eyes. Hans, is that you? Recognize him as Hans. It truly is you, Hans. I knew you would survive. What happened to you?
I see you recognize me. That's a great start. I will tell you everything, but first of all, I must help you. I presume you still remember how to use your noble powers.
Huh?
It's natural for each noble. The only question is when their powers will awaken. You have a great gift. The power to control others with your emotions. It is time for you to learn how to use that gift properly. Otherwise, your emotions will take control of you. When the morning comes, try visualizing your emotions. Imagine that your emotions are real objects with their own distinct properties. Then, try to shape them. Discard the ones that don't serve you and combine the important ones. Experiment!
A loud roar swept through the void. He looked around, his face suddenly anxious.
Our time is up for tonight, darling. Oh, and one more thing. Do not trust anyone on the estate, especially not Vivienne. From now on, I am the only one you can trust.
But wait! Ask about his murder. Who was it, Hans? Who killed you?
Does it matter? I've ascended, so my physical body no longer bothers me.
What do you mean, you've ascended?
It means I've made it here, to the astral world. Some texts refer to it as the void, because there's no matter here.
He spread his arms wide, as though he were proud of his possessions.
Ascension is not just about being freed from one's physical body. It's also about leaving behind feelings, memories. I used to be Hans, but I'm not fully him anymore. By the way, do you like it? My new appearance? I think it suits me rather well, don't you?
Listen, okay, I like his new look. I'm not gonna lie. Also, we're supposed to be desperately in love with him this time, okay? We love him forever. We want to be together forever. We're gonna rizz him up, okay? Hi, monster man. I see you've transformed. Oh, we've got tentacles now. I really like how you look now. You finally shed your physical form. That's marvelous. I'm thrilled with your new look. I'm so joyous over it.
I'm so happy to hear those words from you, my love. We could.
I stopped to listen. Look at us swooning over this monster man. This unexpected reunion. How lucky I am. This godlike creature has visited me. They speak to me. And I will stay here with them. They are a part of me. Our minds are united. It's like dancing with Hans again. Together, undivided, forever. Silviya felt no need to wake up. She saw, she felt, this was what she'd been dreaming of all this time.
Death ending, reunited with Hans. He grabbed me, and I can softly reject him or I can remind him about the deal. Let's do that. Silviya pushed him away, perhaps even too strong. Hey, what are you up to? That wasn't part of the deal. You forgot who is the head of the Nebula House, don't you? You became the one recently. Don't rush, and you won't make fatal mistakes. How dare you, after I invited you into my house? This is a deal with the Nebula House, not with you personally. And I can fulfill my obligations on my own. I don't need a man for the ritual of birth after all. As for getting satisfaction, we'll see how you behave. Listen, husband of mine, I'm the real one in charge. You may refer to me as your majesty. Peasants. Anyway, I don't need no trifling man. I'm only here for the deal. I'm going to sleep. Don't stay up working late on your paperwork. Don't put your nose in my business. She smiled at him ironically and went to their bedroom alone. She was so tired that she fell asleep as soon as her head touched the pillow. We don't need him. No one knew how or why, but Hans was dead. You know what, though? He was trifling. Her face said, "Sucks to be Hans." Throws him out the window. Whoops. Oopsies, poor Hans. But you know what? We are 1 point of sadness. Just one. 1 point for sad. For Hans. That's all he gets. If anyone was going to murder you, it was going to be me. Someone took that opportunity away from me. How dare they? Silviya placed a hand on her husband's portrait. Don't worry, my love. I'll find out what really happened to you. Oh, hi, Mr. Butler. You're looking rather handsome today. You look buff. Have you been working out? Oh, you have. Oh, yes. Listen, Cassiopeia, stop being so thirsty all the time. I'm not here to flirt with the detective guy. No matter what I do, he doesn't trust me. He doesn't like me. Yes, he's hot and whatever. Good for him. You know what, detective? I'm so mad at you. You suck. How dare you suspect me of murdering my husband? I wouldn't do such a thing. You don't know what you're doing, what you're talking about. Looking at me with suspicion in your eyes. How dare you? And now he's interrogating me all frickin' night long. Listen, Matthew, I have things to do. It's not impress him. Show him your majesty. I have told you everything I know. I'm afraid you don't recognize who you're talking to. I am the only artist in this noble family. Bloody tentacles appeared behind Silviya. Fear spread across Matthew's face. Milady Nebula, You should be scared, you little worm. Indeed, how could a commoner understand? Peasant! I ensure the health of every noble, and I am responsible for the next generation. Milady Nebula, please, it was not my intention to be disrespectful. All I want is to... Eek! Enough! You are here to work. So do your job and find the criminal and stop bothering me with your annoying questions. I dare not detain you any longer. Your relationship with Matthew decreased. I wonder why. I scared the mess out of that man. I will go and interrogate the other residents of the estate. I will go. Goodbye, MC. I never want to see you ever again. He ran as fast as he could, with his tail tucked between his legs, as he should. What is this feeling? It seems as though I am experiencing pleasure from that man's fear. Yes, run away from me. Fear me, you
dog. Yes. Oh, it brings me joy. Am I really so cruel? I can sometimes surprise myself, but I've never scared myself before. I am kind of scary, aren't I? What kind of person am I? Am I a monster? I had tentacles, did you see that? They were red, angry, bloody tentacles. There's a lot of tentacles in this game. Yes, it must be these stressful surroundings. I should definitely take better care of myself. Listen, Gilbert. Okay? Don't allow him to stay. Why is he here? Why am I not the one in charge? Matrona. How dare she boss me around? How dare she do things behind my back? That biatch. You know what? No further questions. You may be dismissed, Gilbert. Get out of my face. What's this? You brought me a dog. Well, how sweet of you. I do like dogs. Yes. But why does the dog look like that? Well, whatever. We're stressed. It's been a long day. We do need to calm down after our little episode. So you know what we're going to do? We are going to spend time with the dog. Yes. Listen, okay? I don't want to see that horrible, evil dog face ever again. So you want to know what we're doing this time? We're doing something else. Yes, we are. Oh, let's go fetch some water ourselves. I already sent my chambermaid, Willow, to sleep. Never mind. I can take the care of the bowl myself. John, wait for me here. I'll be back soon, puppy. Woof. It's like he understands what I'm saying. She walked along the dim corridor and reached the ground floor via the wide staircase. The house was deadly quiet. Everyone was sleeping. As she approached the kitchen, Silviya walked past Gilbert's room. She was surprised to hear voices on the other side of his door. I know Gilbert is usually the last servant to go to bed, but who else is not sleeping at this late hour? Guess what we're gonna do? We're going to eavesdrop, yes. Why? Because I'm nosy. That's why. Don't judge me. It's a little suspicious. I need to find out what's going on. Listen, if they're talking about me, I want to know what they're saying, okay? They're back there gossiping about me, and I can't have that. How dare they? She put an ear to the door. You must be kind to all the nobles in this house. You know that my job is to cook, not to smile. Then you must have misunderstood. I should remind you that it is your primary task. I know, but the plan is flawless. We shouldn't do anything that could jeopardize it. It's for our own good and for everyone else's too. Yes, nothing will stop us. You gained fear. Oh dear, Gilbert. Just what are you planning? And who is your accomplice? Whoever they are, they seem to be standing too far from the door. I can't recognize their voice. I can't stay here any longer. It's too dangerous. She crept away from the door and continued on towards the kitchen. There. Now I'll just fill a bowl and go back to my room as if nothing has happened. I must tell someone I trust what I've heard. However, I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe Gilbert isn't as wonderful as we thought. We don't really know what they were talking about. Until then, it is safer for me to keep quiet. That's right, play dumb. The bowl I need must be somewhere here. She retrieved a metal bowl from the high shelf and then filled it with water. There, now I'd better head back to my room. By the time she returned, John had already fallen asleep. Silviya put the bowl beside the dog and yawned. Exhausted, she quickly fell asleep. Let's try, you're not my husband. And that makes us happy for some reason. Because we were sassing him. Hopefully you're not my husband. Hopefully? Girl? I never cared for him that much anyway. Oh my fact, we are practically strangers.
Oh, how sweet. Then how did you end up marrying him?
Let me tell you my life story. It's simple, really. All I wanted was to escape from my parents' home.
That's it? Was your motivation so banal?
Well, it was and it wasn't. My parents have been cold towards me ever since I was very young. As I grew older, I realized that they were afraid of me.
Did you ever think you might have been adopted?
Yes, I did. So I decided to keep my truth hidden from society, whatever it may be. The marriage proposal was an opportunity for my parents to remove such an untrustworthy descendant from the family.
Do you still believe you have ignoble origins?
Not at all. I feel like I'm a noble anyway. Not just one who came from my parents. It seems like you know more than I do. Would you tell me the truth?
Well, only partly, and only later.
I must tread carefully. My life is on the line. I will be your master. I have your diary, Hans. You came here into my dream to ask me for something. It seems like you're in trouble. So I should be the one telling you what to do. Serve me, and I will spare you.
Ah, really, darling? All right. If that's how you want to play it, I won't stand for these fantasies. You're pathetic, weak, childish, and worthless.
Silviya tried to run, but there was no ground beneath her feet. She reached for the air around her as though she could swim away, but it was futile.
You know what? I've changed my mind. I don't need you.
He started wrapping his tentacles around her body. And not in a hot way. They reached around her throat, grasping, crushing. She tried to fight for air.
I will find someone worthier than you.
Don't you dare.
It may take a long time to find a fitting substitute, although only by human measurements of time I can wait. I have an eternity.
Death ending, killed in the void. Accuse him. You killed him, didn't you? You monster. Were you the one who killed Hans?
Oh, ho, ho. Are you serious?
With this void as my witness, I'm serious.
Didn't expect that. No, I am not his murderer. But I can help you find out who did it. Are you interested? Try trusting me. What do you have to lose?
I don't know, maybe my sanity. No, I'm not listening to you. I demand an immediate answer, right now. Please. I'm losing time. I must find out who killed Hans. Please tell me if you know. Otherwise, I have nothing further to discuss with you.
I see. You're so stubborn, darling. As long as you don't blame me, once you know. After all, if anyone's to blame, it's you.
What are you trying to say?
It's simple, darling. You killed me. Don't you remember?
I was sure I remembered everything about last night. How could I forget something so... Blurred images flashed before her eyes. The fear in Hans' eyes, red and blue tentacles reaching out from behind her back. No, from her own body. And worse still, her whole body was a mass of writhing tentacles. There was no body, only a hurricane of veins. Nothing human. That's who she was last night. A monster. An eldritch horror. No. That can't be true. You're lying. Liar.
I warned you, but you wouldn't listen. Now you have to face the truth.
He's right. I wasn't ready for this. What should I do now? How can I live with this? Who am I? Death ending. Sanity lost. This is the end of the demo. Thank you for playing. I hope you had fun. We did it, Stunners. We got all 4 endings of Starcult, Night, Twisted Age. What a juicy demo. The setting is so cool. You know what the setting reminds me of? Clue. Because you're in this mansion and somebody gets killed and you don't know who it is, and it's like Mr. Green in the library with a candlestick, you know? Also, I was right to be afraid of MC. She's legit terrifying. Not only because she can manipulate emotions, she murdered him and didn't even know it. She didn't even know that it was her. She totally forgot. It's worse than sleepwalking real. And then going into her head, she's a really interesting character, psychologically speaking. She does not think the way that I think. She's definitely empathic and she does care, but she will go overboard. She will cap you. I wonder what it was about Hans that made her want to kill him, especially in the situations where she was in love with him. Sometimes it was like, oh, I don't care about him, whatever, that mofo. And sometimes like, oh no, I'm in love with him, I love him, we're going to be together forever. But yet, either way, she was still the one that killed him. So I want to know now why. Why did MC kill Hans? I didn't expect that was going to be revealed in the demo. And also remember when Hans bought a prisoner to belong to MC. I really want to know what's going on with Balthazar. He is like the secret link. The secret link to whatever is going on with MC. Maybe they were gods together, but he definitely has some kind of magic powers. And maybe it is reincarnation or something. Or maybe her memories are locked away. But it has something to do with that outer space realm. He has something to do with that. He's got stars all over his body. Remember that? Balthazar does. And he was the one that first brings up the idea of the black hole. I wonder if he even can be killed. What if he's immortal? He could be. Now also the dog. The dog is something. The dog is something. What is that dog? It's not a dog. Why did the dog smile at her like that? That disturbed me so bad. Is it a demon? Is it her familiar? Is the dog loyal to her? Or is the dog a threat? Because she had forgotten. She has magical amnesia. That's her problem. And she didn't even remember that she was the one who killed her man. She didn't remember she had all these powers over emotion. She didn't remember she was a tentacle monster. And we saw a glimpse of her being a tentacle monster before when we scared the bejesus out of the detective. Remember that? She had blood red tentacles when she got really angry. What's up with Gilbert? He was the one that brought us that scary ass dog. Why did he bring us that dog? Does he know that dog ain't right? Also, he was the one who was having a secret meeting with somebody in his bedroom. We don't really know what exactly he was talking about, but he's conspiring with somebody. Gilbert might not be trustworthy after all. Does Gilbert know that she's a monster? Okay, here's the other thing that scared me. So the chambermaid, when she was doing MC's hair and there's that CG, that painting, the hands look like ghost hands. And that creeped me out. But it was also unsettling because she never made any sound. There was no footsteps. She just appeared. It would always say, oh, she appeared into the room. She disappeared from the room. It never said like she walked out and closed the door behind her. I think she's dead. She's a ghost. And like, why is she blue? Dead people are blue. Who was the one that warned NC not to trust anyone in the house? The tentacle monster man. The unknown. He ended up being Hans ascended into a monster. What if MC wakes up the next day and is like, wow, that was a weird dream? If you die as an astral projection, do you die in real life? Does your body die? MC's personality is wildly different depending on which emotions that you're gathering. Wildly different. Really, really interesting. Also, I really appreciate how powerful MC is. She might be the most powerful person there, even more powerful than Tentacle Monster Man. And he does say he came to her because he needed her help. Now, I don't know if she killed him on her own volition, or she could have been possessed, or she could have been manipulated. What if Tentacle Monster Man possessed her to kill Hans? So that way he could use Hans as the sacrifice to ascend. That's a possibility. I don't know how much she understands of her own powers. I don't think she fully understands her powers. She is a monster. She has tentacles. And so does the unknown. They both have tentacles. Are they the same type of being? I have so many questions and so few answers. Well, if you had fun, like and subscribe. And if you want more magical, dark romance drama, watch this. Good night, Stunners. Don't have nightmares. Thank you for being here. See you next time.